Oh yeah, and everybody keep your voice up and all that crap.
You mean like this?
Yeah.
Oh. Hello there, welcome to the Bryan Hanks Show. I'm Bryan Hanks, you are Jonathan Massey.
That's right.
This is Jon Dawson.
Allegedly.
Yeah, and that is Patrick Holmes.
Mr. T.
Oh, Mr. T, very good.
Brandon Ruth,
Come
Jonathan
here
Massey,
yesterday.
Bryan Hanks, Fran Tarkenton.
How come you got everybody else's right now?
I got warrants, son.
1329.
You've got
This is
one.
1329.
This will be 13.
This will be show 1330.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
We've done 1,330 shows.
Oh, we haven't done that many, but
If we make it through this one, yes.
If we do. Very special day here today. We've got this young man with us. In the wings, you can't see him right now. Say something from the distance. Keith Spence. Spence. Hello, hello.
Spence is in the green room.
Yeah, he's in the green room.
Well, in
with
our
us.
case, the beige room.
It's
Yeah.
the beige room. But, man, very special today. We're going to, a little bit later, we're going to talk about this book, which, look, I'm being very honest, I'm that far into it right now.
No, you're not.
I am. I just read it today.
Got
Yes,
a lot
I
of
am.
pictures or something.
I'm 72 pages in, and I got to tell you, very good book.
Nice of him to write that on a third grade level. Very sweet.
Wow.
The Judas Saints by Keith Spence.
Yep, Keith M. Spence.
Oh, we'll get.
We found out that
yes.
M stands for.
No, we got to make people wait.
Oh, okay.
We got to sell a little sizzle there.
I like the sizzle. I like this.
Can we take guesses first? Because I don't know yet.
I'm
Monica.
gonna.
Monica.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my guess. I was gonna say Marmaduke.
Bantar.
Mango.
He's enjoying all these. I can tell. I can tell. But welcome to the show. I appreciate you watching this and taking the time to watch it. And really, as I believe I said the last time, yeah, people know. I mean, I've been going through some health issues, and I really do appreciate everybody that reaches out and messages me and sends me the pictures. Thank you, Jonathan. How are you, Jon Dawson?
I'm glad to be here, Brian. I'm glad we're doing the show again. I think we're going to start off and try to do one a week for a while.
I believe so.
See what happens, and by the end of the year, we might be up to 1.5.
That would be awesome. What about you, Mr. Massey? How's that baby?
She's great.
Beating the hell out of him.
Yeah, she beats every living toy out of me. She's curb stomped me. Well, I call it the reverse curb stomp because my head was laying on the bed and she'd stomp my face. She's great. She's now over the shock of losing her cat, which she didn't really lose it. We just kind of rehomed it to Brian and Linda, which
Oh,
which is great.
they have a cat now.
Four.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, we just well,
Amateur.
it's no secret. One passed away about a year ago or so. And so this one was a solid replacement with the added benefit of it came from theirs. So,
Now ask him, counting the outside cats, how
I was
many he
gonna say,
has.
they're talking about 4 cats. That's amateur.
How many do you have?
Well, hang on, because I
Why
just
did my
lost.
voice go up like that? How many did you have?
You couldn't afford all the treatments I could do.
There you go.
The matriarch we just lost on Friday. She was 19,
did you find her?
Nice.
and yep, I found her right
Dude.
there, right on the floor.
It's always been my favorite thing when people say they've I lost my grandma. Where'd she do? Like in Walmart? Where was she?
Yeah.
Under the couch.
Okay, please continue.
What was was that George Carlin? One day I lost the cat. It just got up and walked away.
Yeah, that's pretty much. But how many do you have total?
There's now 6 inside,
Wow.
and quick math, 6 or 7 in the barn.
And the ones in the barn have a continuous 24-hour-a-day jazz soundtrack.
There is an iPad out there with smooth jazz on it.
You play music for them.
Keeps them very mellow.
for the jazz cats.
And then,
Who am I to say that is?
although if it gets too mellow, then they make kittens. So it can't be that kind of music.
He left it on the Barry White channel by
Oh,
mistake
yeah.
one weekend.
Woohoo!
The vet got fat that
Yeah.
day.
That's how you guys got married,
So
right?
some of the kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, no, it was we were watching Anchorman, and he was doing Aqualung.
Oh, but what we're here for today. We've got this young man over here, like I said, in the wings. We've got Keith Spence. He's going to be talking about a book that, admittedly, I just started reading today, and it's so good I'm already. Tell them what page I'm on.
12.
72.
It's 72.
But it is very good. You're a good writer in your own, in your way.
You don't have to qualify. You can just say
You're a good writer too, John.
that was smooth. And Keith has some other books here. He's got these other books. Aftershock.
That's also after.
That's also
And this is
after. It's just
also
a
this
hard
is really
That's
Aftershock.
the serious version.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when is your book coming out, Brian?
My Jon Dawson tell-all.
Yeah. When's
Yeah.
that coming out?
As soon as he finishes coloring the pictures.
He's not wrong. Now, you know what that is, and this is one of the things we'll talk to Keith about when he comes on, but it was always my dream to write a book, and I don't know why.
Didn't you start one once?
I've started one a couple of times.
Yeah.
And, I mean, not, like this, but I got to tell you, man, this is really good. I'm not joking. Do yourself a favor. I've only been reading one day, already on page 72. I'm probably going to have this knocked out in a couple of days. So.
Keith will mention it later, but is it on Amazon? Where can they buy it?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere that you can go online and buy books.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you buy books, and we'll mention it again later.
Absolutely, and it's just really good. I mean, Spence is, I've been close to him since I got here in 2002, and I really didn't know this side of him. That's what's really
How
cool.
many years did he write for the Free Press?
God, he was full-time with the Free Press.
Oh, I didn't
before I
realize
even
that.
got here, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He did that. I think he did that when he was in middle school,
Mhm.
and, no, I'm joking, of course. But he, such a good guy, so talented, one of the most, sort of like you, he's a Renaissance man like yourself. I mean, you're a writer, you're a musician, you do whatever it is that we do with each other, and
That sounded kind of creepy, but go ahead.
He preaches on the street corners on the weekends.
yeah.
That's cash money, son.
As of this taping, I'm 72 pages in. Linda can tell you, I didn't put it down. I mean, I read nonstop for like 2 hours, and it's
Were your
awesome.
lips tired at the end of it?
Yeah. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm great, Brian.
How's my baby?
Oh, she's doing okay. Yeah, she's got soccer now, dance. She doesn't really pay attention at either the class or either the practice or the class, so that's fun. The wife's been sick here recently, so I've been.
Is she pregnant?
No.
Of him?
Strip.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've been going to soccer practice, and no, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Or am I?
Whatever you're smelling in that shirt's probably worse than what you've got anyway.
Didn't your crew do something cool in California semi-recently with the theater stuff?
Yeah, the Junior Theater Festival out west in Sacramento. They went out there and won their division, whatever it's
Oh,
called,
wow.
and got up there on the big stage. And I think it was 4,000 people in California. And the crew that went to Atlanta, I think it was 6,000.
Wow.
I mean,
Well, tell what was
they
that?
do
What
all
was
right.
it?
That's the Kids on Stage, which is a musical theater group out of Snow Hill, beautiful crime-free Snow Hill, North Carolina. And we gotta get we'll get my wife in here someday to hype their stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he sings in that too, so
Yeah.
yeah. He's all
That is
about it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you
Yeah,
what,
good
when we
time.
get her on, we could get like a clip of them. I'm sure there's probably some sort of rights we've got to.
Oh, I'm
do
sure.
that way. But
Lefts, rights, wrongs, we do it all here.
What we could do is get them to do a number from the show on the table.
There you go.
can you help me move this in here? It is heavy.
I don't remember this being
I
part
don't
of the Knucklegate move.
Yeah, I don't.
Tell
No.
everybody what Knucklegate
The
is.
desk in your office certainly was involved in that. It was actually the main aggressor in that. No, the main aggressor was the brick doorway under your carport.
With that one, well, if you ever want to get some DNA of Massey or I and frame us for something, just get a brick sample from either of Bryan Hanks' doors. And from those moves, there's parts of our knuckles that are still embedded in the brick.
Can you see that scar there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from that.
That is awesome.
It's not.
Oh, okay. For people who don't know, I don't mind putting that. I have a little bit of short-term memory situation going on here.
What was that?
No.
Yes, it is worse. It is definitely worse than usual there at one.
In all seriousness, the last few months has gotten a little better.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, it really has.
I would argue.
He finally remembered to start bathing, so that was a godsend to everybody on the block.
What did you think about the ACC tournaments coming up this week? What did you think about the end of the regular ACC season?
I mean, I haven't been as dialed in with college basketball. I mean, I've kind of transitioned to football. As a former Duke fan, a part of me wants to be happy about it, but I just do not care if they succeed anymore. So I was hoping Virginia would find a way the last couple of weeks of the season to kind of make that comeback and finish first. But alas, here we are. Duke is the number one team in the country, and
I watch more Duke basketball than I care to admit, and I got to tell you, they are good. I mean, they're really good. They're like generationally good.
Everything I've read says this could be one of the best Duke teams that we've seen, which I don't know. I remember the early 2000s Duke teams with Battier, Dunleavy, and those guys. And I think you have said on the radio show that Shane Battier was one of the best interviews that you had ever done.
I'm not so sure he's not the best I've ever done. I'm serious. I would put him in the top 3 for sure.
Polite.
Oh yeah.
Well-spoken.
For folks who haven't seen it, and I know you love that we're talking about Duke people.
I never had a problem with Battier that I remember. So.
The thing that I liked about him, he was the player of the year, he was this, he was that. He treated everybody like they were the most important person. And I'm not joking. I mean, when you interviewed him, and there would always be, at his locker, 25 people around him. I don't even think that's an exaggeration. 20, 25 people. Well, okay. And so imagine they're in a semicircle around him. But when he would talk to you, if, I'm sitting here and he's answering this question, then a reporter right here gets a question, he would go and look at you and answer your question. And not just, yeah, no. I mean, he would give you the best quotes. I can't think of anybody. I had the honor of covering college and interviewed dozens, if not hundreds, of high school and college and professional athletes. Shane Battier is really no comparison. Who's the quarterback for the Rams that I'm having a brain fart?
Stafford?
No. Way back then.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner was a great interview and was sort of the same way. And that's what I've always, when Wells and even Perry to a degree over at Kinston High School, when I would work with media and, try to teach these kids, that's what I would try to tell them. Don't just, if someone asks you a question, don't just look down. Yeah, look people in the eye when they ask you, especially media, when they would ask you a question, because it stays with you. As a reporter, it stays with you.
Well, you're also selling yourself.
Exactly.
In that position, too.
Exactly. But
You got to be able to sell a tennis shoe. You got to be able to hold a conversation with somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then you've got athletes that do the polar opposite, like, I don't know, the defensive lineman / linebacker for the Falcons, James Pierce Jr., that got arrested for, assault. I think he drove his Lamborghini SUV into some WNBA player's car. Had a girlfriend call saying that he was stalking her and trying to break into her house.
I'm not familiar with the story, are you?
It's recent breaking news. But as a Panthers fan, to see the Falcons having to go through that just makes me feel so good.
I'll tell you what, let's get Keith Spence up here and talk about the Judas Saints. And now we are joined by, there aren't a lot of people because I'm a cocky son of a gun, as you guys know, that I defer to, especially on the media side. In this neck of the woods, there's only a couple. I mean, one is Brian North. We all love Brian North here. We think
love's a strong word, but
there you go. But this is the man sitting to my left, to your right, who, I mean, practically since the minute I got here, he has been my go-to. If I don't know, especially early on in the first 3 or 4 years, if I didn't know the history of something, if I couldn't look it up, if I couldn't find it, on the sports side of stuff, and hell, on the life side of stuff too, this is the man right here I would call. I'm very honored to have with us Keith M. Spence, and the M stands for?
Thought you were going to guess.
I mean, logically, I would just guess Michael because it's such a common name.
I like Monica. That was a good one.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
Did you say Monica?
That was Massey's.
Oh, it was Massey's. Oh, okay.
Maybe I said Mantor.
Mayberry?
Somebody said Mandrake or something. I don't know.
This isn't Harry Potter.
Mandingo.
Man, boy.
Mitchell. Stands for
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
That's cool. Is that a family name, Mitchell?
That's my name. No.
Where did they come from? I
Mitchell
now want to know
family it is.
because
My mother.
I've known this man. Okay, this is 2026. I've known you for 25. Dude, we've known each other for 25 years, man. Think about
A
it.
quarter of a century.
Quarter of a century. I did not know what your middle name is.
And neither of you look a day over 70. I'm sorry, under.
Anyway, as I was very honest with everybody as we started this, I've only 72 pages in. Hard to put down. It is such a good book, man. And as I was reading it, you know, of course I'm thinking as I'm reading it, you know, this is my friend Spence wrote this, and I just, where did you get this? First off, tell everybody a little bit about Judas Saints, what it's about.
It's a biography.
It's a biography. It's a political thriller that is kind of loosely based on the Vince Foster case from back when Bill Clinton was president. It's updated, takes place today, but it's just kind of modernized. That's kind of the background of the, you know, obviously everything's fictional, but you'll be able to recognize some of the characters.
Well, it's based, and I say, and I mean that in a good way, but it's based in North Carolina. And you actually bring up Greenville, of course, is in there several times. And I'm actually to the point where you've actually brought Kinston up in it too.
Yeah, I mentioned Kinston.
Yeah, that's
but it takes, the beginning takes place in a fictional county that's in eastern North Carolina. And they actually, at some point, they go to Greenville there's an autopsy that takes place in Greenville. Eventually, the story moves to Washington, D.C., and that's where most of the book takes place.
Of course, guys, jump in whenever you're ready. But, I mean, I know you from the sports side. You know, I mean, again, people will try to give me love or whatever, and I appreciate that. But no one knows more about Lenoir County sports than the guy that's sitting right here next to me. And I say that with all... I think I'm up there. Dude, nobody knows it as much as you do.
I defer to you because when you did all this research for all these records and everything, you acquired knowledge that I have long forgotten.
Well, it's very kind of you to say that. But my point that I was trying to make, you are my sports guy. I mean, you really are, especially local sports. I didn't even know this side of Keith Spence existed and something like that. And I'm reading, and I get lost in it. You know, and I'll take a break or, go to the restroom or whatever. Then I come back and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not reading a book by Stephen King or by, somebody like that. I mean, I'm reading a book by Keith Spence. It is very, if you never came on here, I would say this, very well written, dude.
Thank you.
Very easy to read. Like I said, I'm a quarter of the way into it just from a couple of hours. When did you know you wanted to be an author? Not just a writer. I mean, I know your high school history, you being a sports writer, but I'm talking about as a novel writer.
Oh my God. I wrote short stories when I was 10 years old. I mean, I've done it forever.
Okay.
Just off and on.
What did you write? What was the first thing you wrote? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but what was the first thing you wrote?
Probably something bloody and, because I'm a mystery thriller guy. I mean, I love all kinds of books, but that's what I like to read. That's what I like to write. I don't know. This one's a little bloody in spots. I don't think it's overly violent, but there's a couple of scenes in it. There's one toward the end that you might change your mind. But,
Okay.
I don't know. That's just always the stuff that's fascinated me. So, but yeah, I mean, I've written off and on. I wrote a book earlier called Devil's Brew, which is out, but it's 10 years old. And I wrote it and then just kind of stopped writing. This book I have worked on off and on for years. And said, well, I'm going to write another one, and I worked on it, and then decided, you know what, I'm 63 years old, I'm getting close to retirement, I need to find something to do once I retire. So I need to get back writing again. So that's what I started doing.
Well, and I know I said let me ask this real quick. When do you find the time? I mean, you run Spence Automotive.
Yeah.
You run Spence.
We rent U-Hauls.
There you go. But I'm serious. You run Spence Automotive. You're a sports writer on the side. You string or freelance for different organizations. When the hell do you find the time to write a novel?
I don't go anywhere. I go to work and I go home and write.
Okay.
That's pretty much. I tell people this is my golf game. I don't play golf, so while everybody else is out on the golf course on the weekend or whenever, that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting at home in front of my computer. So
And
I'm
just
a pretty
read.
boring guy. I mean,
You really don't. But
I mean,
Jonathan agrees with you.
But I understand
knows.
you on a comparable level, because if I start talking about my love of reptiles, for instance, which I've visited you time or two,
Sure.
we talk about it. Everybody glazes over because it interests me and nobody else. I'm not saying this isn't
fascinating.
going to interest anybody, because it certainly will. But it's our passion. That's what we're into. I don't play golf either, mostly because I'm terrible at it. But just reading the back of this for people that aren't big book readers, and Lord knows Lenore County's chock full of them. Look, I'm just saying. Look, I'm from Greene County. I'm not going to throw a stone because
now,
I don't
I've
have
had a
people
lot of people from Lenore County have read this book or have purchased, So
But I will say,
Is there a Cliff Notes version?
there is not a Cliff Notes.
but I'm just looking at the back for folks that might be a little. I don't know if that's for me. If you like the show Reacher, I think you're going to enjoy this, because I do see elements of that in there.
Yeah, there's some
Um,
Reacher, Brad Thor, Daniel Silva. Those are some of the authors I enjoy, and of course, you don't want to say you actually copy someone's style, but you copy someone's style.
Yeah.
So
I believe the proper term is took inspiration from.
that's a good way. That's plagiarism. No.
I took a lot of inspiration when I was in college. At least 75% of it. Look, what are they going to do? Take the degree back?
But I do think if you like those authors, you would like this book.
It's very good. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend and you're sitting beside me. I can't wait. I mean, I've only been reading it one day. I'm already a quarter of the way into it, and I will have it knocked out in the next couple. And it's an easy read, too. I mean, it is. It's you write very, I don't know, what's the term I'm looking for? Not conversationally, but...
I mean, I was always taught you write, there are writers, James Lee, there's a mystery writer named James Lee Burke, who's fantastic, but his books are so ornate, and their writing is just so flowery, and just, to me, that just slows down, and they're also 500 pages because of that,
Someone asked Elmore Leonard why people like his books, and he says, I try to cut out the stuff people don't want to read.
Exactly
Just
right.
get to the point.
And that's the way you always taught to write is, you get to the point. You don't, I'm not one that, when I read something, Tom Clancy, 700-800 pages. I love Tom Clancy's books, but gosh, they can be a slog to get through sometimes. They're so detailed, and, you don't need to know everything. Leave some things to the reader's imagination, but, it's just, so these are all 300 pages, or, but this book's about 80,000 words. I brought another book, which is not out yet.
Mm-hmm.
These are two, this is a spy novel. This is my next book. It's done, but it's going through some edits, and these are two, what they call advanced reader copies. It's going to be out in hardback. So, actually, this is kind of my magnum opus, I guess you would call it.
And that's Aftershock.
Yeah, it's called Aftershock. It is my first book, which was years ago, was a spy novel called Devil's Brew. This has the same character in it. It's not exactly a sequel. Matter of fact, it's more a prequel. But it's
That means before.
before.
My memory's well.
But Brian, I don't know if you you haven't seen this book yet, but
I haven't yet.
there is a dedication page in here if you want to read what it
Yeah,
says.
sure, no problem.
Keep your voice up there, Butch.
To my friend and all-around good dude, Bryan Hanks. Keep up the fight, brother.
So,
Oh man, that's awesome. Thank you.
so
Now,
Thank you.
is that written in pencil or actually printed?
He wrote that in crayon.
it's in crayon.
And it says,
It's on a Post-it
P.S.
Yeah.
Please
Just
erase
write it in.
later.
P.S.
No,
please
it
erase
is.
later.
It is in fact.
That's
printed.
very. Thank you.
Printed
Well,
in.
this
When he
dude,
talks about the editing, that's one of the.
That's yeah.
this dude
Gotta
has
fix
taught me a lot about writing over the years. So
Too kind for you to say.
Large print, large font, Brian.
He needs to make sure black and
Mine would be at like 42 points.
Yeah.
well, I'm
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
at the point where I have to read in large print myself, so it may not be long.
The Reader's Digest version.
Tell people where they can buy it. If you have a website, your socials, your home address, social security number, all of that.
Well, this isn't out yet.
Cancel
It's
for that Social
not
Security
quite
number.
available. It's tentatively scheduled to be released in August,
Okay.
so you can't pre-order it yet, but it's close. The Judas Saints you can get, like we mentioned earlier, Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, any place online you buy books.
And they
This
can do the
book's
Kindle
available.
if they want to.
They can do the Kindle. There is an ebook version.
Oh, good.
They are working on not on this one, but on Aftershock. They're actually working on an audiobook version. We're hoping to have out in addition to the paperback and the hardback. But I do have a website. It's www.keithmspence.com. And the reason the M is in there, other than it's my name,
Yeah.
is there is another writer who writes books about art, some eclectic things from England, whose
He
name
said
is Keith
eclectic, not
Spence.
electric. Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Okay. I'm looking out for my friend here.
His name is
I just want to make
Keith
sure you heard
Spence.
eclectic and not eclair.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say it's a pastry with chocolate. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But his name is Keith Spence, and to avoid the confusion of doing a search for Keith Spence and maybe pulling up a bird book or an art book or whatever it is he writes, I've started using the M.
Well, the middle initial gives it a ring. People will remember it.
Yeah, I think so. But
I love
it
it.
was done more out of necessity than it was out of, smart planning.
So it's too late to throw my hat in the ring to do the audiobook version.
You have a pretty good voice.
You
though.
need
No, it is not
You
too
need a
late.
handsome,
This is still in the.
throaty guy.
He did some voiceover stuff
do.
up in
Can
the
you
New
speak
York.
Russian? Because there is not a
I
lot, but
Watch
there
a
is
lot
some
of
Russian
Mila
in this
Kunis
book.
movies. Does that help?
There are a little bit. The end of this book takes place on the Trans-Siberian Express, about the last.
Brian
100
goes
pages.
to see them in concert every Christmas.
Yeah, that's right.
The best lip syncing band around.
All right.
But they can play. Goodness gracious, can they play? But so you'll have to speak a little bit because there are some passages, just briefly, one here and there, a line, or
Let me see if I can get Mila
where
on a horn.
there is
she'll
some
give me
Russian
lessons.
spoken. So that you talking about having to research someone, I had to call a language expert at ECU to make sure these words were right.
Oh my
'Cause-
God.
This
That
is
is
dedication.
Yeah.
He's pretending to call me Kunis.
Oh, no. Can you put her on a video call?
Man. She probably hears you guys in the background. That's why she's not picking up.
There you go. That's what it is. Okay. Well,
Because that's how phones work.
listen. Thank you for watching this. Thank you to my good friend
Oh,
Keith Spence.
thank you for having me.
Love you to death, man. And of course, everybody else. If you have a guest you would like us to talk to, hook us up. Get in touch with Mr. Do Everything over here, Jon Dawson, and he will we'll get back in touch with you. This is fun. Thank you guys for being a part of this.
We're going to try to start doing one a week for a while and then see where it goes.
I like it. You heard that
Disembodied.
Thank you. That disembodied voice back there, that is Jon Dawson. As always, this is produced by Jon, and we appreciate everything he does. And of course, like I said, I appreciate the guys up here. Have a good day.
All right, now we're going to do it for real. You ready?